Hey friends, it's Gina. Welcome to the Rebookery channel. Thanks for tuning in. I wanted to show you guys a journal that I'm working on to put in my Etsy shop. And before I bind it, I want to show you what the pages look like and how I put the pages together. So I'll kind of walk you through this and try to make it quick. So first off, this is a 1976 yearbook that I found probably at an estate sale. And so I just took it apart and then put in a new spine and added some, this is some paper that I got from a local artisan. I will put her website in the link below. And because this was 1976, I wanted to make it pretty groovy. So for Christmas, I got a McCall's pattern book from 1973. So I cut out a lot of these groovy little girls, and that's kind of the theme of this journal. And then I just added some stamping because the cover was kind of in bad shape. And then sealed it with like a glitter sealant. And so in the back here, I've just put in one of the pages from the dress pattern book, and then I just made a little tag to stick in here. So that's the cover. And by the way, the guy who owned this yearbook, his name was Mike Smith. So I think I put on Instagram, if you see Mike Smith, tell him I turned his yearbook into a art journal. So this journal will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll have 5 signatures. And so each of the signatures are set up the same way, except I've just changed the papers and the goodies that I put inside. So I'll just pull one of the signatures out and walk you through it. So it has cardstock. This is modern scrapbooking paper, heavy. And it's pattern on one side, and then the other side is blank. So I stitched an extra little panel here to make it, I think this is going to be an 11 by 8 journal. So I stitched in an extra panel here to make it be that size. So then I added a page from the yearbook, from the original yearbook. If the pictures were not really pretty or anything, I just added an envelope and a tag. This is just a piece of white drawing paper, and then I added a piece of scrapbook paper, again just cut down the panel so that it would fit to the size, but actually this one isn't 11, it's a little bit shorter. Then I added some of my most favorite paper. I came across a huge bevy of old calendar pages, like seriously it was a garbage sack full at a thrift store, and so I snatched them up, and they're from the 1970s and 1980s, and I love using them because they are really thick, and then they have really pretty like illustrations on the back, but a lot of times I will back them with something else. So this time I just happened to back them with another calendar page. So this is super thick, and it's been glued. So if you wanted to use wet medium, you could, like paint, or if you wanted to collage on it. And then this paper, let me pull that out. This paper is just some cardstock, colored cardstock that I had, and they were 8.5 by 11 pieces. So obviously it didn't fit the size, so I just kind of patchworked them together with different colors. And I thought that actually turned out kind of cute. That was the first time I had done that. And then this is ledger paper. So I'll open this up. This is a full piece of ledger paper that was about the 11 by 16 size. And then I backed it with some old embroidery patterns. Like I actually got 2 sets of these. And they just have black and white patterns, and they're huge sheets of paper. So they're great for gluing smaller sheets too. And then I just cut it down, and then I sewed. I always sew around the edges of all of my papers because as a journaler, I am pretty particular about my paper. Like I don't expect this to, you know, like it's not made by NASA, so, you know, it's not going to stay together forever, but I don't want it to fall apart. And I don't like for my edges to come up. So I always glue them with a spray adhesive, which is kind of a mess. And then I go through and I stitch around the edges, and then I add just fun little things. This is some vintage wallpaper. I got 2 huge wallpaper books for Christmas this year, so I'm really excited. And the cool thing about this is that you can see through the paper, so if you wanted to, you could write on the paper, just, you know, journaling, or you could actually trace over the design from the pattern paper from underneath, so that's kind of cool. But then my favorite piece that I'm going to put in, this is probably my last piece that I'll put in the signature because it's getting pretty thick. But this is from the pattern book, the McCall's dress pattern book. So what I did was I took one of the pages, and it kind of has a sheen on it. I almost didn't buy this book because of the sheen, and I thought, well, it might be kind of hard to journal on. But they were just so cute, and I really wanted something 1970s. So anyway, I took one of the sheets and just pulled it straight out of the book, and then I had to make it fit the 11 by 16. So I used a sheet of vintage notebook paper. This actually came from a notebook from the 1970s. And then this is the cool part. I took some tracing paper and I backed one side of it with tracing paper. And so I spray adhesive and then put the notebook paper on, so the tracing paper actually goes, I think, from here to here. And then I folded the notebook paper over, and I had this little overhang here, and I thought, well, I was going to cut it off, and I thought, well, it could be a cute little pocket for a couple little tags. So once I glued all this on, and then I glued this edge of the notebook paper and folded it over, then I took it to my sewing machine and I stitched all of this up. So the cool thing about this side is that it has that tracing paper over it, so it kind of gives it a washed out look. And you could leave it like it is, you could journal over top of it, or you could trace it and add in your own colors, like if you were practicing drawing or something. So I thought that was kind of cute. So all I have left to do now is trim off my strings that I have left over from my machine, and then I will fold this. I love that one. She looks so cheeky. And then stick it in the journal signature. And then I will take and bind these into the actual cover. So I haven't decided if I want this to be the inside page or if I want this to be the inside page. I might flip-flop and do every other signature. But I just thought that was the coolest way to use those patterns and put them in the journal. So I'll show you all 5 of them that I'm going to stick in. So here's this one. This is the side that I put the tracing paper on. And then love, love, love this. And the yearbook cover was actually kind of red, white, and blue. So I thought this looked really cool with it. So this one, I can just go ahead and fold this one up. This one will be put in. Here was another one. Love the shoes. And here's the back side with the pocket. And I'll fold that and put it in a signature. Here's one, and I just put a little vintage playing card on that one. Oh, sorry, I'll show you the back side. And the bell bottoms. And fold that. And then I love, love, love this one. It was just these groovy pants. I mean, I don't know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Jan Brady. And then here's the pocket. And then the back side of this. It's so cute with that dress and that little cardigan that she has on. And then I'll fold this one. And then they will go in my signatures. And they will fit in the journal. And I don't know what kind of binding I'll do. I don't know what color I'll do. But anyway, this is going to be a pretty thick book. It's not going to be, I mean, you'll be able to definitely add your own stuff to it, but it's a heavy journal. So because these yearbook covers were pretty They were pretty thick and sturdy. So anyway, excited to get this finished up, excited to get it bound and get it in my Etsy shop. So thanks for watching. Bye.